Woo! Some more draft grades coming out today. More draft grades. I'm trying to hammer these out. Guys, I'm trying to hammer these out. I got the dog pound in the house. Woof, woof. All right. Okay. Might as well. Might as well participate, right? Might as well try to participate. Okay. The Cleveland Browns had a really good draft. I like what they did. So far, I've gave some pretty good draft grades to everybody, and I like this draft too. So the first round, the Cleveland Browns took. I think they had the tenth overall pick. You might want to correct me on that, but they took Jedrick Wills, the offensive tackle out of Alabama. 6'5", 315. Gave him a first round grade. Went in the first round. I think he went over 10. I forget where the Browns picked, but it was mid. I don't know, 10, a little bit after. I kind of forget. Sorry, guys. But they had the first round pick. This kid, he played mainly right tackle at Bama. Natural run blocker. Nasty, mean, finishes his blocks. Really good lower body strength. Um, gonna probably play. Probably gonna ask him to play left tackle for Cleveland though, because Cleveland went and picked up Jack Conklin, the right tackle from Tennessee, which was a great pickup by the Browns there. Solid, man. So and he's a right tackle. So I'm assuming that the Browns organization, the coach there, is going to ask Wills to move over to left. Now he's got a little bit of pass protection. He's questionable in pass protection, but he improved his last two seasons. Like every old lineman, man, he got that sloppy footwork. Just needs to work on it. He's going to a professional program, so he's gonna obviously do better, right? He's gonna improve. That's what you want. You're hoping, anyways. So, but I thought that was a really good pick by the Browns. They got to just like I keep regurgitating and I keep repeating over and over again. You have to protect your investments, man. Your investment is your quarterback. So they went out and picked up a right tackle in free agency. Now they went out and got a left tackle to protect Baker Mayfield. You got to protect that guy, man. He's small. You know what I mean? He's erratic. He's wild. You got to protect him. So I think that was a pretty good pick by the Browns. Then they went out in the second round and they took Grant Delpit, the safety out of LSU. 6'3", 205. I gave this kid a first round draft grade too. He's a complete safety. His speed, he got instincts. It's off the charts. His closing speed's really good. Man coverage, he's capable of man coverage. That's something you can always ask. So he'll go out in the slot and he'll try to cover a slot receiver and he can stay man up on him. Something you always want. High character leader at LSU and a national championship team. Kid's a really good ball player. Now he's got some negatives like they all do. He misses some tackles. He broke his collarbone as a sophomore. Then he hurt his ankle too, and he got a little bit skittish on trying to hit guys a little bit afterwards. He's still a good tackler, but he'll jump at people's feet instead of trying to man up and head up on some guy. So he's got to that's all up here. That's all up here. He's got to completely throw away that he got hurt, and he's got to mentally focus on just doing things the right way. Just don't be jumping up people's feet in the NFL because you won't last long. But I thought he was a first round talent. 199 tackles, 7 sacks, 8 picks in a 3-year career at LSU. Which tells me he's a playmaker. And he was a playmaker because he played well. It was a good pick in the second round. Then they went in the third round, and they picked Jordan Elliott, the defensive tackle out of Missouri. 6'4", 320, mountain of a man. Big man. I gave this kid about a third round grade. I almost gave this kid a late second, but I ended up giving him a third round grade. He's a big kid, like I said. He's got quicks. He shoots the gaps well. He bloomed once he got on the field. It took him a little bit to get on the field to start at Missouri, but when he did, he bloomed. Um, he's a bit raw. He needs to work on some technique though, but he has trouble locating the balls at times too. But other than that, I really liked the pick. It was a good pick. He ended up getting like 76 tackles, 5.5 sacks as a DT in a 3-year span at Missouri. So he's probably going to be a starter if he can develop like they want. He'll probably end up being a starter. So the first 3 picks there for the Browns were really good. Then they went out in the third. They were still in the third there. They had Jacob Phillips, the linebacker out of LSU. They went out and got another LSU kid. 6'4", 233. I gave this kid a 4th, 5th round grade. So getting him in the third was a bit of a reach, but he was pretty productive. 218 tackles, but he led his team in tackles, 2019 LSU. That's pretty good considering, because that's a really good football team. They won the national championship, right? Really aggressive kid. Good size, good length. Packs a punch as a tackler. So he's always looking to hit, and he won't shy away from stuff like that. He's a bit raw too, like I said about the other kid. He's raw. And he'll have issues in coverage. So he's mainly a 2-down linebacker as of right now. It was a bit of a reach, I thought, for the Browns, but overall it was a decent pick, because they got a pretty good kid from a really good program, and that always helps. Then they went out in the fourth round. They picked up Harrison Bryant, tight end out of Florida Atlantic, 6'5", 240. I gave this kid about, I think, a 4th round grade. Yeah, I gave him a 4th round grade. He's lanky. He's mainly a pass catching specialist. Enormous catch radius, good straight line speed, and good ball tracking skills. Now, he won't block. Blocking's an issue. And a little bit of a limited route tree in college. But pretty productive. 148 catches, 2,137 yards receiving, 14.4 yards per catch, and 16 touchdowns. He had over 1,000 yards receiving in 2019 too. So that's really good. That's what you really want to see. And he's productive. Then they went out in the 5th. Then they went out in the 5th and they picked up Nick Harris, the center out of Washington. I thought this was 6'1", 295. I thought this was a great pick. I had this kid ranked pretty high. I had him as my number 1 center, actually. Number 1, number 2 center, I think. Pretty sure it was number 1, yeah. But I had him as my number 1 center. They ended up getting the best center in the draft in the 5th round. Outstanding skills as a center. Run blocking and pass blocking. Does everything well. But he's a bit small. Like I said, he's 6'1", 295. That's actually pretty small. So he'll have to completely rely on his skills and just pray for the best that he gets a little bit bigger and stronger. And I'm sure he will. But I thought that was a really good pick in the 5th for the Browns there. Then they had only one more pick left. They had one more pick left. And I just wrote down here, they picked Donovan Peoples-Jones, the wide receiver out of Michigan. 6'1", 210. I gave this kid about a late 4th, early round 5th grade. Went in the 6th. So you got yourself a productive guy there. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands. He can do things when he's got the ball in his hands. Good strength. He busts tackles. Works in the middle. And he was also a very good punt returner at Michigan. So he's got the skills with the balls in his hand. And it's something that you love to see. But he did lack a little bit of focus at Michigan. He left a lot of plays on the field. Dropped balls. Not a great route runner at all by any stretch. So that can be worked on. But he should make plays for the Browns, man. He had 103 catches, over 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns in 3 years. I thought he probably could have stayed another year in college. Maybe worked on his game a little more. But I think the Brownies got a pretty good pick there, especially in the 6th. If he's sitting there, man, you got a productive guy. So I really like that pick. Now the draft's over, but I really liked what they did after the draft. After they signed a couple players. Well, they signed multiple players, but there was one guy that kind of stood out to me, and it was A.J. Green, the quarterback out of Oklahoma State. 6'1", 200 pounds, got the length. He's got everything you need. He could develop into a starter. He's probably your fourth guy off the bench and a core special teamer. Like he'll play a lot of special teams. Um, but I have a feeling he'll make the team. He's I was surprised this kid didn't get drafted. I had him ranked pretty high. Then again, I'm not a scout. I don't know completely what's going on, obviously, right? So, but I had this kid pretty high. I had this kid like in the third, fourth round. So, and he went undrafted. But scouts know more than me. But I'm just giving you my opinion, and I thought it was another good pick. They also went out and they picked up an offensive tackle, Alex Taylor from South Carolina. Giant human being, 6'9", 330, like just huge. I thought that was a pretty good undrafted free agent signing as well. So, but overall, I'm going to give the Browns a B. I'm going to give them a solid B. I didn't really waver on this. I was going to give them a B plus at first, but I was like, you know what? They're going to get a B. But I made a pretty quick decision on that one. I thought it was a really good draft by the Browns, man. So there you have it, guys. Browns. I'm going to try to come up with some more draft grades in the future tomorrow. I'm not sure who I'm going to hit on. I don't know who's on my list next. But I will be coming at you guys with something really soon. Stay tuned, guys, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks, guys. Bye.